that you try missing. Then recite them in your mind and memorize.
Good evening, everyone. Meteorologist here in Tuttle with a short weather forecast for you and discussion. We talked a lot about this stuff during my live broadcast. This will be a very much abbreviated version of it, just kind of cut right to the chase. We do expect some winds for our Monday. So we're going to start off a windy day, mid-20s out in eastern Oklahoma. It'll gust up to around 30 to 40 miles per hour as you travel out into western Oklahoma. The next storm system is heading up across the Pacific Northwest. It's starting to tap into the moisture source right along with it, both in the northern and southern subtropical jet stream patterns. So we're going to get quite a bit of cloud cover off and on through here now over the next couple of days until this whole system finally works on through. Speaking of which, the system itself in the upper levels of the atmosphere will end up setting up on Tuesday out here to the desert southwest, kind of coming on into northern Mexico. The favorable lift out of this pattern is typically in this little quadrant here. Now, the issue is we have for Oklahoma is that a lot of this instability and the upper level energy with it is coming in late on Tuesday, mainly kind of after dark. And that's going to help to limit the severe weather magnitude of this event. There is still a slight risk, though, right now from the Storm Prediction Center. The National Weather Service has highlighted out here in western Oklahoma. And we take a look at the forecast model and how things ought to play out. So for Tuesday morning, we're going to have scattered showers, maybe even rumbles of thunder. Might get some pea-sized hail, mid to late morning. And it's going to kind of bubble up in probably a couple of ways. The next one in the afternoon as well. Probably get some decent hail out of that one as this moves through around the 4 or 5 o'clock hour into central Oklahoma and then moves into northeast. So tracks a little hail with that. Again, about an inch in diameter more than likely. Then out here in western Oklahoma, we might get to squeeze out a couple of supercells that try to go along the dry line if we can get things to come at the last minute. It's going to be close. This model likes to favor at least 1 or 2 cells developing down in this area with a long track helicity mark, which it indicates some large hail, around 2 inches in diameter, possibility of a tornado. And then down here in northwest Texas, same kind of a deal. A few more supercell storms down there with large tracks with them, so likely a couple of tornadoes embedded within that along with some hail. Speaking of hail, here in central Oklahoma, this first rounds that come in from let's say mid-morning to mid-late afternoon, we're talking about hail to blue to near green. That's about an inch to maybe 1.25 inches on the size. And then the secondary batch of hailstones here that we see. Of course, there's some lingering in northeast Oklahoma, but the new batch is coming in from those new storms by 6 and 7 o'clock in the evening. A little bit larger, probably approaching 2 inches in some of those stronger ones. Helicity tracks, looks like there's only one real significant one that shows up here in Oklahoma. There's a couple there in Texas. So what that is indicating is that the model is thinking parameters aren't exactly ideal for tornadoes, so maybe just a couple with these storms that do develop. Speaking of which, not all models agree that storms will develop, nor the timing of that. So again, the light showers, clouds, off and on sprinkles, rumbles of thunder during the day on Tuesday. And as we head into the 7 o'clock hour, high-resolution models are trying to break storms out here in the eastern Texas Panhandle. Those kind of fire off against some instability. It's finally returning to that area. But we're now talking about 10 and 11 o'clock at night. And by the time we get to midnight hour, they're just now moving into western Oklahoma, and they're falling apart. Why? Because it's just too late in the day to get those type of severe storms to continue. Now, there is enough instability kicking through overnight to where we should continue to get more storms that develop across central and western Oklahoma during the late night hours of Tuesday on into Wednesday. Some of it's going to be some heavy rainfall. So we could see some potential flash flooding in some of those areas. Matter of fact, let's take a look at your rainfall amounts here that are projected. Probably about 2 to 3 inches over a large area here on the I-44 corridor. Trails off a little bit when you head to northwest Oklahoma, and looks like the hot spot right now anyway in the model data will be a heightened area of close to 4 plus inches of rain from around McAllister southward on in toward Ardmore, and then probably just northwest of Dallas-Fort Worth. Temperature-wise, we're looking at overnight lows still staying on the chilly side into the 50s to 60s. Daytime highs into the 70s to low 80s every now and then, but the little riding the wave roller coaster ride will continue, but overall, it is not bad. We do need the rain, so hopefully we'll get enough of it here to hold us for a while, because we won't be seeing any additional significant rain for quite a while. And we're desperately in that drought, teeter-totter point where we need rain to prevent that from coming on in, and then we need the pattern to be more favorable for that. However, of course, when that does happen, it usually opens up the door for more severe weather. So the middle of May, we'll see if that starts to change and take shape. But until then, these are going to be few and far between, which, again, not necessarily be a bad thing when we're talking about potential tornadoes. I'll have another live update Monday evening around 9:30 and then possibly lunchtime on Tuesday around noon. And then if there's going to be live tornadoes in southwest Oklahoma, then I'll cover those Tuesday evening around 7 o'clock hour, somewhere in there, assuming things do fire up in that region. All right, well, thank you for watching. Please like and share this video with your friends and family. Tell them about AT's weather. They can come here to get all the information they need without any hype, all the science, everything to help explain it. It's almost like being in a weather classroom. All right, you guys take care.